Welcome to the channel. Today's story is one that will leave you questioning whether I overreacted or if there was more to this situation than meets the eye. Stick around and let me tell you a tale of tension, heartbreak, and the fine line between love and hate. I've always known my relationship with my husband's mom hasn't been easy. Since day one, she's made it clear that I wasn't good enough for him. She'd make snarky remarks about how different we are, comparing me unfavorably to her ideal image of a wife. But then, out of nowhere, she started praising everything I did as if trying too hard to be on my side. It was bizarre and unsettling. One particular incident sticks out in my mind. I dyed my hair purple for an event, something that had been on my bucket list for years. And when everyone laughed and pointed it out, she had the nerve to blame me, accusing me of making fun of her. Fast forward to 2 months ago, we decided to take some much needed time off from work for a vacation. I saved up every penny and planned everything meticulously. My husband's job was to book our flights. Everything seemed perfect until his mom got involved. She wanted to join us so badly that she threw tantrums, texted incessantly, even threatened to call the police if we didn't change our plans. My husband suggested taking her along, but I told him it would be wrong to include someone who had been making my life miserable for years. He gave me an ultimatum, either I agreed or he wouldn't go on the trip at all. I called his bluff and said I'd happily cancel everything if that was how he felt. After some heated words, he finally conceded. The day of our departure arrived, and we made it to the airport by 2 p.m. As my husband led me through the crowd, I noticed him looking around nervously. "What's going on?" I asked, but he didn't respond. We reached the waiting area, and there she was, his mom, standing with her luggage like nothing had happened between us. My heart sank as a cold wave washed over me, turning my blood to ice. She hugged him tightly, and it felt like a punch in the gut. Without another word, I turned around and started walking toward the exit. "Wait!" he shouted after me, but I was too angry to listen. "You can't just leave us here," he said desperately as he ran after me. "We're leaving without you." He tried to grab my arm, but I pushed him away harshly. "I can't believe you did this," I spat, tears stinging at the corners of my eyes. He argued that his mom was there anyway and that we could move forward from this moment. "No way," I retorted, shaking my head firmly. "You guys can go ahead, but I'm going home." And with that, I walked out of the airport, leaving behind the man who claimed to be my best friend and supporter. Back at home, I collapsed on the couch, sobbing into my dog's fur for what felt like hours. My phone buzzed. My husband had called me several times in a row. When he finally gave up, his silence was deafening. An hour later, he came back home, visibly furious and accusing me of ruining our trip last minute. "How could you do this to us?" he raged, pacing the room like a caged animal. I looked at him with tears streaming down my face and explained that it was his decision to book her ticket without telling me first. His response? He accused me again of being too hard on his mom, as if she hadn't been the one causing problems all along. We stopped arguing because I knew nothing would change his mind now, but he continued berating me until he called my family to explain what happened. They were disappointed and told me that I should have just tried harder to enjoy the trip despite everything. But can you imagine walking out of an airport when you see your husband's mom there? Can you even begin to understand how betrayed and hurt I felt in that moment? And there it is, folks. My decision was tough, but sometimes doing what's right for yourself isn't always easy. What would you have done if you were me? Would you have stuck around or walked out like I did? If this story resonated with you or made you think differently about your own relationships, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below telling me how you felt watching it unfold. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Until next time.